everyone, Holy Skills here, and today we are joined with Harley the ball python and
Brutus the ball python.
And today we're going to be talking about, do snakes make good pets? So we have 10 reasons, and we're going to be starting off with reason number 1. They are mostly hypoallergenic.
Right.
So they're not like cats and dogs. They don't produce the dander that typically cause allergic reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have a severe rodent allergy, that is something to think about if you want a snake that eats rodents. Now, there are snakes that don't have to eat rodents. I know there's Reptilinks for like corn snakes, hognose snakes. I think even like garter snakes and some other smaller snakes can eat those as well. If you haven't heard of those, I encourage you to look into them.
And for anyone allergic to substrate, a lot of snakes can be put on craft paper and, potty pads.
Yep.
The puppy potty pads.
Yes, like ball pythons, you can keep them on potty pads. Boas, as long as you have the proper
humidity.
Yes, humidity for them. And reason number 2, they are low maintenance. A lot of the beginner snakes are low maintenance. Now, if you want a reticulated python or a Burmese python that can get, 10 to 20 feet long, they do require a little bit more maintenance.
But I would say just for most snakes, they are very low maintenance.
Yes, you don't have to clean their enclosures frequently. They only they could eat from 1 week to like every 1 month, depending on the type of snake you have and how big of a feeder you're feeding them.
Right.
And they are also good if you like to travel for like 1 to 4 days at a time. They will be just fine. As long as you have the proper enclosure and setup for them, they will be perfectly content and happy until you get back.
And we've had like a few people ask us like, will they like be feral if you leave them like for some time? And as long as you tame them once, they usually have stayed tame forever. Yeah. It's not something to be concerned about.
We take ours out like, we try to get them all out at least once a week, but they're not going to just start biting out of the blue if we don't handle them for a little while. Now, reason number 3, they're quiet. There's no barking, no meowing,
no scratching.
Yes.
I mean, that doesn't really go with quiet, but it's a plus.
So they're great for apartments as long as they're pet friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And they're great if you some people just don't want a noisy pet. And these are perfect.
And there's nothing wrong with not wanting a noisy pet. They're great.
Yes. And reason number 4, most snakes don't require a lot of space. Once you have the right enclosure, a lot of the beginner snakes don't take up a whole room. Again, if you want a giant snake, they might end up taking up a whole room. But for ball pythons, sand boas, rosy boas, hognose snakes, and so many other snakes, they don't take up a lot of space. So they are great if, again, if you have a pet-friendly apartment, if you just have a smaller house, you want a nice little easy pet to take care of, they're perfect. Reason number 5, there is a huge variety of snakes and morphs. So, like I was talking about earlier, there's sand boas, rosy boas, these are ball pythons, hognose snakes, corn snakes, king snakes, all kinds of different snakes.
Yes.
And like ball pythons,
I think they have the widest variety of morphs.
Yes, they have so many different colors. I mean, if you haven't seen all of them, you should look them up. Yes, there's orange, there's white and black, gray, so many colors. And reason number 6, non-venomous snakes are not dangerous. And again, we're talking about more like the beginner snakes.
Not the large constrictors.
Now, the large constrictors, they can be dangerous if they're not well socialized. And also, if you don't know how to handle them properly and they get around your neck, there's a really big snake. It's not that they have intention to kill you.
Right.
They are just trying to get from point A to point B.
Right. And I mean, like, a lot of the injuries I've seen, like, with the large constrictors is just because someone they either weren't well socialized or someone had touched like some food, like that some rodents or something was
Feeding
making,
response.
and it was a feeding response. It was really bad, but still, like compared to like dogs and cats, it's not common at all to be hurt even by a large constrictor.
Yeah, and if you get bit by a little ball python, it's not going to get infected like cat bites or dog bites.
And it's not, it wouldn't even be as bad as a cat scratch.
Yeah, they're great little snakes to own. And that goes for all of the little non-venomous snakes. They're not dangerous. It's not life-threatening. You don't have to go to the ER if you get a little bite from them. For ball pythons, I don't think I've ever been bit by one of our ball pythons.
I have, and it was just a little baby and it did not hurt at all.
Yeah.
I didn't even expect it to bleed.
It can happen.
Yeah.
And it's nice that they don't have nails, so they can't scratch you. It's just, they're nice and smooth. And you don't have to worry about being bit if you have a well-socialized
And
snake.
a lot of ball pythons, they are friendly. It's not like something to be concerned about. And they're very easy to tame also.
Yes. And reason number 7, they are cost effective. Like we said earlier, they only eat, once a week, once a month. You're not having to buy a giant bag of food every couple weeks for them. If you do buy feeders for them, if you're new to owning snakes, I would say get them from Rodent Pro. Just get a nice big bag to last you forever. Petco charges way too much for their feeders. It's just better to buy just like a big bag of frozen food.
Right, and the substrate is also very cheap, like craft paper and like potty pads even, because they're not changed often. I would say those are affordable, and Aspen is what we like to keep like a lot of our snakes on. That works great too.
And again, if you're new to keeping snakes, make sure the snake that you get is eating frozen thawed if that's what you want your snake to do, because ball pythons can be picky and it can be a little bit tricky to get them to eat frozen thawed, and live mice can be expensive.
But that's like not a problem for like king snakes. They eat great. Corn snakes eat great. So it just, there's a snake for everyone. If you would like a snake that's not going to give you a hard time whenever you're trying to feed it, definitely a king snake or a corn snake. But there's also a lot of other snakes. Just look into them. I would say there's a snake for everybody.
Yes. Reason number 8 is educational opportunities. For those of you that have been on our channel, I'm sure you've probably seen our taking pet snakes to Cabela's videos. And we love taking our snakes there because it's great for people to see that, they're not some evil, vicious creatures waiting to bite you.
Right, they are very misunderstood.
And I would say the majority of people we've seen in there want to see the snakes. They want to pet them. They want to hold them. They want to learn about them. And it is so nice. Now, I know there's some people that say, there's people that are genuinely terrified of snakes. There are people that are really scared of dogs too, and there's I've seen a lot of reactive dogs at Cabela's.
And our snakes aren't trying to jump on people, aren't trying to bite people,
aren't chasing
aren't
people,
barking,
and we're also not chasing people with our snakes.
Yes.
So Cabela's is a very big store. Yeah. So if people are afraid, they can keep their distance. We'll keep our distance. But like I said, the majority of people want to come up and see the snakes.
Usually we have people crowding around us.
Yeah. And our snakes, they're not peeing and pooping on the floor. They're just hanging out. Now, if you have a snake that, is not friendly, do not bring it in.
Yes, all of the snakes we bring out in public are well socialized.
And it's also good to make sure before you bring them in, like before we even brought snakes to Cabela's, we asked to make sure that was okay. They said they allowed literally any animal in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, reason number 9 is snakes are calming. I know I've heard some people that have anxiety feel like it's kind of like a weighted kind of stuffed animal, except it's not stuffed, and it's just a really soothing feeling.
It is. I feel like every time I'm like sitting in my chair with my snakes, like I just want to fall asleep.
Yeah, and it's also like nice if you had a really stressful day at work, just come home and just watch your snake slither around its enclosure, or take it out and watch it slither around.
Yeah.
It's a very calming, very soothing.
Yes, compared to I don't have anything against reactive dogs, but like compared to like a dog that's lunging and barking at people and other dogs, it's very nice to just have a quiet little pet just sitting there, not bothering anyone or anything.
Yes, and reason number 10 is they all have different personalities. Like even the ball pythons, there's some that are just more active and outgoing than others.
Yes. I know like before we got reptiles like lizards and snakes, I didn't think they had like their own individual personalities. And I feel like a lot of people feel that way before they own reptiles, but it's just so cool to see.
Yeah, and that goes for any snakes. Like, if you want a snake that is more calm, go with ball pythons, sand boas. If you want a snake that's more active, a lot of colubrids are pretty active.
They are.
And
retics.
If you want a really big snake that's more active, retics. If you want one that's more laid back, Burmese pythons. But they are such great little snakes, and we love them so much.
Yes.
But that is our last reason, and we would love to hear about your pet snakes if you have them in the comments below, or if you plan on getting a snake, let us know what kind.
Let us know.
And we hope you all have a great week, everyone.
Have a blessed week, everyone.
Bye. Bye.